was wondering if you could address the issue of weight and affect more how to lose weight, or just some statements that would work in my everyday wanting and desiring.
The problem with where you stand, even in the statement that you offer, is you're talking about excluding something not wanted. And so the more you focus upon what you do not want and ask it to go away, the more you hold it in your vibration, so that at all levels you keep summoning it. In other words, the metabolism of your body adjusts to that. The very things that you choose adjust to that. Everything around the subject adjusts to the vibration of your offering, you see. So what you have to do is somehow, and it's easier in some cases than others, if you've ever been as you now want to be, sometimes you can flash back to that. But as our friend just said, then you remember it changing, or you remember the struggle of holding yourself there, or there are negative things that you associate with it too. So often the easiest thing to do is to just begin closing your eyes and dreaming about this you that is as you want it to be. Here is a powerful statement that if you can remember it, it will serve you very well. If I will take the time to line up the energy first, action becomes inconsequential. But if I don't take the time to line up the energy, which means if I don't find the feeling place of what I'm looking for, not enough action in the world will make any difference. And that's what happens to so many people who are wanting to have a different size and shape physical body than they do. It's hard for them to find the feeling place when they are used to being such observers. In other words, as they keep observing what is, their observation is dominating their energy relative to this subject. And it's not easy for you to become visionaries or imaginers in a world that has almost without exception demanded that you face reality. When you were youngsters, you were very good at mind games. You were very good at imagining. You could lie in the grass and close your eyes and go anywhere you wanted to. And when you were little, you took great pleasure in that, you see. But the more you interacted with others who wanted your attention, the more they demanded your attention right here and now. And so you've reached the place, most of you, where what you observe dominates your vibrational output. So what we're getting at here is we must find a way as physical beings of letting our imagination be the source of our energy flow. In other words, we must flow because we want to, not because there is some reality that we are facing. Many would say, Abraham, you teach dreaming, you even teach deception. In other words, you teach pretending something even when it's not. You teach the opposite of facing reality. And we say, of course we do. Because you are not regurgitators of what is, you are creators of what will be, you see. And you always have to start wherever you are. And so you say, well, I'm a realist, I'm starting where I am, and I will create. And we say you cannot create beyond what is if you are a realist only looking at what is. You can only create more of what is, more of what is, more of what is, more of what is. And then you say, is this all there is? And we say, as long as you are a realist, you cannot go beyond. As long as you are an observer only, you cannot go beyond. So what I must become is a dreamer, a pretender, one who is able to conjure a vibration beyond what is. So you do that by looking for evidence that supports your desire. I'm not even aware of my body. I'm just feeling so very, very good. I'm looking through this vessel that I adore at a world that pleases me in so many ways. It feels free and fun. I'm moving easily in my body, and my body is not an issue. And the clothes that I put on go on easily and feel good. And in other words, it's a freedom from that bondage of that self-inflicted judgment, isn't it? That's the ease that you are reaching for. Mm-hmm. It's more of a feeling of freedom. It's more of a feeling of well-being. It's more of a feeling of, as you said, happy. It just feels happy, feel lighthearted. I'm laughing easily. I'm seeing lots of things. I seem to have lots of energy. My body moves easily. I'm sort of wanting to bound about a little bit. I'm in and out of things easily. everything seems interesting to me. I'm finding myself focusing on lots of things. I'm becoming a perceiver of things other than myself. In other words, rather than taking this perception and shining it back with judgment on myself, I'm enjoying the beautiful things out there, the water and the sky and the birds and the beasts and the others and the horizon and the ocean and the fragrances. In other words, I'm a perceiver of so much, not just, you see what we're getting at?
Exactly.
And can you feel the freedom in all of that?
Yes, that's what I want.
Now, in that little bit of dialogue, you began vibrating there. And that's what, in other words, you established the feeling place of what you're wanting. Now, sometimes it takes a little work. And we know we helped you to get there faster, and we've practiced it a little more than you have. But when your desire is to find that feeling of freedom, can you ever remember being in your body and not feeling self-conscious about your body?
Yes.
And does any particular image come to mind?
Being able to wear whatever I want.
Yes.
And feeling good about it.
Now, is this a particular period of time? In other words, were you on vacation somewhere? What pops into your mind?
Wearing a bathing suit on the beach in Hawaii.
Yes. Now, where were you there?
Where in Hawaii?
Yes.
On the Big Island.
And who did you go with? Were you with a group or with one other person?
Mostly by myself.
And did you spend time on the beach every day?
Uh-huh.
And did you spend time? Were you on the sand? Were you on a towel? Were you in a chair? Or some of all of that? Did you get in the water?
All the time.
Was your hair long as it is now?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have it piled up on top of your head?
Mm-hmm.
Were you wearing suntan oil?
Mm-hmm.
Did it have any fragrance at all?
Coconut.
Were there other people on the beach, or did you have it all to yourself?
There was a few other people.
Sort of coming and going. Were you there most of the day?
No, just a couple hours each day.
Did your skin tone change?
Yes.
Did you get very dark?
Yes.
Did you have a line where your bathing suit was?
Yes.
Can you remember coming in from the hot sun and smelling that delicious fragrance of your skin?
Mm-hmm.
You remember how good the shower felt as you got the sand off of your body?
Yes.
You remember rubbing lotion on your body after you got off the beach and how good it felt, and as your skin sort of soaked all of that up?
Mm-hmm.
You remember then putting on your clothes and feeling happy for this time? You remember how good you looked in your clothes with that nice tan on your skin?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see, this is what we're talking about. We're not pushing you at all here. In other words, these feelings come easily to you. You're vibrating right there where we're speaking. In other words, there's no contradiction in your vibration here. You are, in this moment, in absolute vibrational harmony with your desire. And do you know that's the formula for creating anything? Decide what you want and vibrate in harmony with it. Is it the easiest thing in the world to vibrate in harmony with your desire? Not at first. Eventually, it becomes the easiest thing in the world. When you play with this a little while, it becomes unnatural and false feeling to do anything else. But while you're still, as most people are, making the transition from observer to rememberer, or observer to selective sifter. In other words, all we're talking about is wanting so much to feel good that you're reaching into the past, present, and future for things that feel good. And if you've had the benefit of your body being the way you now want it to be, that memory can serve you really, really well, because it's really easy to get into that place quickly, you see. If you have not ever looked the way you now want to look, then you have to become creative in your imagination, or you have to utilize other people to assist you in building the image. Very good.
Thank you.
You're getting the feel of it very well. We want to recap there just for a moment. So, creating is conjuring within me the feeling of what I'm wanting. Now think about it. Anything that you want, isn't it for the feeling within it? In other words, can you think of anything that you want or have ever wanted that is other than because you think you would feel better or that you would feel good if you had that experience? So it's like sneaking in the back door. When you go right to the feeling, that's what we meant when we said, when you identify what you want, and why you want it, your vibration almost always becomes pure. When you talk about what you want and how you're going to get it, where it's going to be, who's going to bring it, when it's going to come, you almost always cause an impurity in your vibration.